Okay, we are now live. Hi everyone, welcome to this week's Ask the Officer hosted by myself. So I'm Zoe, I'm your Vice President for the School of Computing, Engineering and Built Environment, and I'm joined by the lovely Student President Susie D.
Hi everybody, nice to see you. I'm on here as a guest with Zoe, but I'm also streaming live from Instagram through the DGCU President. So hello to everybody.
So I'm just going to share this on my Facebook as well, just to get as many of you on as possible. If you've got any questions for us throughout the live stream, feel free to just chuck it in the comments, or if you're watching this back, feel free to message myself or Susan on social media. So how are you anyway today, Susan?
Yeah, I'm good. I've had such a busy morning. I have been in meeting after meeting after meeting this morning. I met with the state first of all, and then I met with the exec board. It's always nice to sort of talk to them and any issues that students have got, and to take it at a high level and it gets dealt with immediately, which is fantastic. And then just a few other meetings after that. So, and I just had a quick bite of lunch there, which was nice. So it's nice to have a wee half an hour break. What about you? How are you?
Oh, okay. Was working late last night for Taxis Cup. I'll speak a bit more of that in a minute. So today I was just catching up on a lot of emails and getting into things that I've been needing to do for a few days. Had a nice lunch outside, so that was good. The weather's lovely, so it makes you feel locked down, feeling a bit better.
Oh, you went quiet there.
Oh, okay. It might be a problem with the Wi-Fi because I think you keep freezing on mine as well.
All right, okay, maybe it's mine then. So I'm just in case people think I'm out and about, I'm actually in my garden. I have a bar in my garden. I mean, who wouldn't? So it's a nice wee covered area. So it's good to come out, especially when it's nice today. It's nice to come out here and to sit for a change. So I hope the Wi-Fi is okay.
Yeah, fingers
Hi,
crossed.
Anthony. I'm just waving onto my Instagram live. Anthony and Vincent's joined me there. So it's nice to see people in different platforms.
Yeah, definitely. Hi, Anthony and Vincent. So we'll just move on to giving you a quick update on big things that we've been working on recently. So the main thing for me recently has been Glasgow Taxis Cup, which ran from the 10th to the 17th, which was a virtual Strava challenge. So Taxis Cup happens every year, usually in person. However, last year there was no Taxis Cup because of the coronavirus. So this year we were trying to think out of the box ways that we can do Taxis Cup and include all three universities. So this year it consisted of a Strava challenge between Glasgow Caledonian University, Strathclyde and Glasgow University. So every day there was different challenges on, and then we had overall challenges as well. So just to give you a quick recap of that, I'll go through the daily winners quickly. So for our most committed challenge from GCU, Rachel Hope and Serena won that challenge. For our longest distance, it was won by Ewan Batty, who I think cycled 50.31 kilometres, which is incredible.
Wow.
I know the longest distance was Emma Nicholson. The longest time, was Emma Nicholson with 176 minutes. And then GCU actually won the best Strava map overall out of three universities with William Penrice, who drew a Taxis Cup 2021 and a cup on Strava. I'll be posting that on my social media if you want to go and check it out. It was really incredible. Anthony just said, did we not finish last for once? Well, this year we did come in third. However, we did win the Strava map challenge. So that was something that we beat both universities at, which is great. So
all winners in my eye.
I know, it was incredible. So Strathclyde won overall. However, in total, it was such an achievement for us, especially during a pandemic. We had 507 students involved overall from the three universities. We ran, walked, cycled 20,943 kilometres and were active for almost 2,100 hours in just a week. So,
wow.
I know, it was really great to see so many students come together to take part in a challenge. We know that motivation is quite low at the moment. But yeah, it was a great thing to be a part of, and just a thank you to everyone that got involved. So, Susan, do you want to update on anything you've been working on?
Yeah, so just a couple of things. I put my blog out the other day there, so anybody might have seen that. So we had a win on campus. So the LGBT group had asked me last year if I could campaign on their behalf for gender neutral toilets on campus. So obviously with coronavirus, this had to be put on hold for a while, but I was really keen to have that put back in place for LGBT month, which was in February. So we were absolutely delighted to announce that on February 26th for the end of LGBT month, our first sign up, and we now have many inclusive toilets throughout campus. So that was a really great win for myself and the LGBT group. We also obviously spoke to a lot of students about graduation ceremonies. Students initially said that they were quite happy to have their photographs taken, and they weren't expecting an actual ceremony. But once the convent out and people realised that their time has come to an end, there was a lot of disappointment, I think. So basically, I went back and spoke to the university. I spoke to the graduation group. I was part of that, and also spoke to the university as well. The university came back to me and they said that there would be graduate ceremonies, not graduation ceremonies, but next year there would be graduate ceremonies, and it'll be in person, which is going to be fantastic. So students will get that opportunity to walk across the stage at the Royal Concert Hall and get their certificate. And I think that's absolutely fantastic. That'll be for class of 2020 and class of 2021, which is fantastic. So as soon as we're allowed, and that doesn't stop the fact that the university are still putting on things this year for the graduations. There'll be small online events. There will be the opportunity to come on campus and still get photographs. There'll also be reunions, sort of cheese and wine events, on top of the actual graduate ceremonies, which I think is absolutely fantastic. And then just quickly, I also took part in International Women's Day alongside a principal and a vice chancellor, Professor Pamela Gillies, and the university chancellor, Dr. Annie Lennox. And I was going to say sweet dreams are made of this, but I mean, how many times have we heard that? I'm a fan of Annie Lennox. And we also attended the NUS Scotland conference, myself, Zoe and Tabitha and River Gowan, who is our LGBT champion. Champion and the leader of the group. And we all went along to the NUS Scotland conference, and basically we discussed lots of issues, ending the use of NDAs, which is non-disclosure agreements in cases of sexual misconduct. We spoke about digital students associations, making changes beyond activism and climate emergency and COP26, amongst other things, but I'll stop there. That's been some of the things that we've worked on. And just quickly, River's pet rat got NUS Scotland Pet of the Year, Moss the Rat. Have a look, you can see the picture on my blog on the Student Association website.
Perfect, thanks Susan. It's great to see all the stuff that you've been working so hard on for students, especially the inclusive toilets. I know that's been a thing for a while that people have wanted to see happen, so it's a big win for that to finally be in place, ready for when students go back on campus.
Yeah, absolutely delighted.
So just anything to let you guys know and keep you up to date. So firstly, from me, the main thing is Sports Council and Societies Council nominations are now open for the academic year of 2021 to 2022. So it's a really great thing to be involved in. Obviously, I've worked really closely with Societies and Sports Council this year. It's been a great bunch, and they've definitely led all the volunteers through this difficult year. The year before, I was also the vice chair of Sports Council, and it was a great volunteering role to put on my CV, and it made me feel like I could really make a difference within sports clubs at GCU. So if you are interested in leading sports clubs and societies, if you can just nominate yourself or nominate a friend. Recently, we've also had our committee applications, which hopefully should be completely finished now. Me and Susan have both been heavily involved in sports and societies during our time at university, and it's so beneficial. So if it's something you think you want to get involved in, definitely take the chance and go for it. I know that I was in the cheerleading committee for 3 years. And Susan, what were you involved in?
I was a mature and part-time student officer. I was also in the Radio Cali, which Radio Cali is an absolutely fantastic one to get involved in. Also was part of Society's Council for the edit last year as VP. The the SDG Society, different societies. I was a Deputy Women's Liberation Officer. I will admit I wasn't in a lot of sports, because I'm probably just pure laziness, to be honest. I'd rather sort of like go to the bar and have a wee drink on a Friday night than go to the gym. I do a lot, some exercise, swimming and walking, but that's it. So probably not as involved actively in a lot of the sports clubs, but I was really interested. It's a big part of GCU. It's a big part of our students' life, and it's great for health and well-being. So yeah, I think that it's something that people should definitely get involved in. I'm seeing that Anthony's put, don't forget to get involved with Radio Cali, which will be back next year, I'm sure, which hopefully I will be coming back in September as well, Anthony, so I will most definitely be involved in Radio Cali in that wee room behind the desk where everybody goes to hide.
But yeah, we've just got so many volunteering opportunities for you to get involved in, so make sure to check them all out. One thing as well, Susan, just speak about recruiting trustees. I know that's something that we're currently opening applications for as well.
Yeah. So we're looking for some new student trustees for the next year. So that'll be for 21-22. So if you have got what it takes, I have put a link on Twitter. I'll put a link on here and tell you what sort of leadership skills that we're looking for. It's a great thing to get involved with. It looks absolutely fantastic on your CV. And it just means that you shape the strategy. You shape how the Students' Association run for the next year. You have your say. I think it's really important. It's great to get involved in, and it's, as I say, it's great for employability as well. So always think of that. But we're looking for people who will actively take part, not just people who, not just for CV. We really want to make a difference to the Students' Association, the students at GCU. So please, if it's something that you're keen on and you're keen on having your voice heard, making changes, and you're happy to speak up, then be involved, and I'll put the link on here at the end.
Yeah, great. Thanks, Susan. And one other thing that's come up this last week is it's had quite a lot of attention on social media. It has been a year, since the university closed and went into lockdown. So obviously Susan has been around the whole time. She was vice president last year and then moving on to student president. So Susan, do you want to speak about that a bit and tell us how it's been this last year for you?
Sure, yeah, definitely. I mean, it's like the good, the bad, and the ugly, isn't it? It's there's been a lot of positives. There's been a few negatives. We have had, it's been, I think everybody's been in the same boat. People have been lonely and feeling anxiety, but people have learned a lot about themselves. I've actually put a blog out. It's going out on Friday. Quite a lot of students involved in that, as well as some of your officers. Basically, this time, March last year, I was in New York at the beginning of the year, having a great holiday. And then I was running in elections and looking forward to the year ahead, making plans for the summer. And then lockdown, and we expected it to be, a few weeks, and we didn't realise, it was going to turn into months and then a year. And we quickly realised, I think, that, we had to change our summer plans. We had to adapt to a new way of life. Class of 2020 had to finish up their year online. They didn't get to meet up with pals and celebration, no end of year ball, no graduation, amongst other things. So it was such a shame, but they did it, and they did it, with a smile on their face. I mean, they were absolutely fantastic, the class of 2020, but another full academic year, but I'm closer. Who'd have thought it would have been a year later? We've got the same issues for the 2021 graduates as we had for the 2020 graduates, but they've all made it this far. They've been absolutely amazing, very resilient. So this time last year, 16th of March, UK Prime Minister said it's now time for everyone to stop non-essential contact and travel, and the university ceased all face-to-face teaching. 17th of March, which was yesterday, Students' Association closed their doors. The 18th of March, which is today, a year ago today, we moved all services online pretty quickly. The staff at the Students' Association were absolutely amazing. They turned that around really quickly. They moved everything that we could possibly move online. 19th of March, which is tomorrow, a year ago, the Prime Minister, or the UK Prime Minister, said can see a turn in the tide of coronavirus in 12 weeks. Hopefully that never happened. And then by the end of March, the Coronavirus Act got sent, and 26th of March, lockdown measures legally came into force. And then we've all sort of everything changed for us last March, and it impacted everybody. especially students and staff at GCU, but I think students who, trying to do coursework, working from home, internet connectivity issues, nowhere to work when you've got family working at home and kids, and they've been absolutely brilliant. The blog that I've got going out is everybody talking about their best parts of the past year and their worst parts. We've had, so for instance, Tabitha, I spoke to Tabitha and she said that the worst part of the year for her was not being able to meet friends, go for coffees, meet her family and feeling a bit isolated, things that she took for granted. The best part for her though was she had to stay at home. It gave her a chance to appreciate her own company a wee bit more. We got that a lot. We had Serena. She had said that positive for her personally was she learned to get to know herself a lot more and spend a bit of time herself, and it really enhanced her self-love, which was really nice. With Vincent Waters, he is in third year studying BSc in applied psychology. For him, the worst part of the year was not being able to get peace and quiet of unity study. And his positive has been able to get to classes and meetings without the commute. So there's a lot of things from different students. I think we'll all be able to identify, and that will be going out in my blog on Friday if you want to have a look and see everybody's experience and see if you identified. So some low points for everyone, where people have struggled with mental health, missed family and friends, suffered loneliness, stressing, being alone, as well as other individual issues. But there's also some really nice positives, I think, the past year. People have shown a lot more understanding. There's been a lot more support. People have been very supportive of each other. Self-awareness has been a big thing, and taking care of themselves as well as taking care of others. So with the news that restrictions are starting to get lifted, hopefully the future is looking very positive, and I hope that everybody can take a wee bit of time and self-reflect on the year gone by.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's definitely a blog to check out of Susan's, just to see what other people are feeling in this lockdown as well. But Susan, is there anything you wish to update students on that's coming up in the next few weeks or anything at all?
So we'll get our last student voice on Monday. Our last student voice, sorry.
Yeah, I know.
Very last one. So we will be talking about our objectives, how we've gone with them, where we've got to. There's no point here. That'll be out on our student voice papers, or go online, and it'll also be talking about it, student voice and updating. So hopefully we'll have finalised all our objectives by the time we finish at the end of May. That's really what we're working on. We're still working with the university. We're still very much involved. We may be finishing at the end of May, but we've still quite a few months to go, and we're still very active and working on behalf of the students and representing their academic interests and doing everything that we can. Working on mental health provisions, a big thing, and that has been for you as well, Zoe. Trying to get funding for Mind Your Mate, peer-to-peer support for students. So fingers crossed that all comes through and that can go into practice by next year. What were you, Zoe? What were you working on?
Well, recently it's been picking up the student mental health agreement again. So been in meetings with Vincent, who's our mental health and wellbeing officer, just GCU staff and Students Association staff. Obviously, they've changed the structure of the student mental health agreement now. So it used to last 1 year and now runs for 2.5 years. So we're just getting on with the activities, such as things like Mindful Mondays. Feel Fab Feb was also in it. Feel Fab Feb was a great month last month, which included sports societies and all of our volunteers putting on events, as well as like mindfulness tips. So that's in the agreement. There's just so many things involved. So we'll be doing the midpoint review come April, so I can get ready to pass on to the next officer who will be taking the wellbeing remit. So it's something great to get involved in, even if you're in a sports societies or a liberation representation group. You can speak to your wellbeing lead about ways to get involved and put on activities or campaigns to help with the student mental health agreement. So that's the main thing. Also, alongside Susan and Tabitha, I attended the NUS Scotland conference. Was part of the International Women's Day video from Student Life with Susan and Tabitha as well. It was great to see so many students involved in that. I don't think I've ever seen so many students involved in a video before. So if you want to check out that, you can look at GCU Student Life's page. But just anything else, Susan, you want to speak about before we come to the end of this live stream?
Yeah, if that's okay. It's just we've got the SCEBE Awards coming up, so we want all our students to come along. We had it online last year. I hosted last year. There's a few of us who might be hosting it this year. It is on the Thursday, the 15th of April at 5 p.m. There are 12 awards. I think there's still time, isn't there, to nominate? Yeah, I think you've got until 29th of March. If you're involved in a society, if you're involved volunteering, we've got Student of the Year, we've got Lindsay Leadership, we have Best New Society, there's so many different awards that you can take part on. The page for that is gcustudents.co.uk/Star Awards 2021. So we will put it on the link here anyway. It'll be streamed live on Facebook and YouTube on Thursday, 15th of April. As I say, 12 awards: Society, Student Media, Representation, and the Student of the Year Award. And decisions will be made by specialist panels. We sort of get involved in them as well. If you've got any questions, you can contact societies@gcustudents.co.uk. But if nothing else, come along. It's on at 5 o'clock. It's good fun. It's a lot of chatting, and when we're sort of running the awards, and you can see people receiving their awards, and then we send it out to people. But if there's somebody that you think you want to nominate, put their name in, or nominate yourself. There's still plenty of time. You've got until, what did I say, 29th of March at midday.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. Oh, sorry. I think I just cut you off there.
I was just saying, I love the Star Award last year. It was, even though, obviously every year it's usually on campus, and we have, a meal, you pay a £5 and you get a 3-course meal, and you get the show, and it's just absolutely fantastic. Obviously this year it's going to be online, but last year was actually really well attended, and it was such good fun online, both at the beginning of lockdown, so people maybe weren't zoomed out, but even if you have it on the background, come along and listen and see who's winning, and just give us a wee shout out while you're on the chat and say hello to us. It's nice to see you.
Last year was great because Susan was hosting, and she had her big disco lights on, dressed up nicely, and there was also like a best dressed competition, so it was great for everyone to still come along virtually, get dressed up and have a wee drink all together. So make sure to do that again this year if you're free, and come and support all of our student volunteers, or yourselves if you've nominated yourself.
And I might even throw in a wee Just Eat voucher this time for the best dress. So there you go.
Definitely, I need to stop eating takeaways. So lockdown's getting to be too much for the takeaways. So hopefully I won't win that one for once. But we'll leave it there. Thank you everyone for coming along and watching. If you're watching this back, feel free to message myself or Susan on social media, and email us as well if you want. Susan, is there anything you want to say as we end this live stream?
Hope everybody has a good day. Get your work done, get your uni work done, get it submitted, enjoy the summer that's coming. You've all done absolutely brilliant this year. So well done everybody, and have a lovely weekend when it comes. Enjoy the sunshine.
Perfect. Thanks everyone for coming, and hopefully you can all get out and enjoy the sun now as well, and we'll speak to you later on. Bye.